Okay, there's another mystery of nature. Whoops, covered the thing. What do you think of that? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? The rain, massive sort of bit of water falling out of the sky. It's fun. It's so fun. What is that? Anyway, nature. So yesterday was a good day. It was interesting on what's known as Australia Day still at the moment. It's not our real Australia Day because the Commonwealth was celebrated on the last Friday of July. So we had our own day, and the administration have decided to do something different, and now everybody's at loggerheads arguing about it, that it's Invasion Day, and it's sort of it sort of is and it sort of isn't. It's kind of become an interesting thing. How can one side be clear like that and one's just water? Isn't that amazing? The sky is just so beautiful. Yes, so just going out to listen to some gentlemen talking, and when I approached at the back of the group, I was sort of standing talking to some media type people who wanted to catch me on video, and I said no. And they still kind of, wanted to, and wanted to video or capture people on camera. It's quite funny. There's no respect, is there? Anyway, no honor. And yeah, it was a good few well, I only heard one big sort of speech, I suppose. I was on time, but it said 12:30 and it was already afoot before I got there, so I don't know. Anyway, found out a great guy, a great friend was there, and I didn't see him, and that's okay. And someone else said they didn't know him, which was funny. Because that person was standing next to the person who said he doesn't know him, which is hilarious. I think he was just being, I don't know, protective. Anyway, so I only found that out today. But anyway, these guys are great. They're protective of our own people, which is quite nice, actually. Yeah, and we went walking on the river, or I went walking on the river rather, not we. Well, we did too. We went to this beach thing. I was out the back of them until a little way in. I sort of felt a bit okay to approach the group and listen properly to the speech. And a policeman started talking to me and said, "Look, are you with these people?" And I said, "Well, I'm here." And he said, "Do what did he say? Are you with, do you know these people?" And I said, "Well," or he said, "Am I with them?" And I said, "Well, no, I don't know them, but I'm here to hear what they have to say." And I mean, they've got my flag. It's fascinating. And so he, interestingly, for some reason, chose to engage me. And I sort of approached in towards the group, and he was talking to me, and he said, "Well, we just don't want any trouble." And I said, "Okay, well, what makes you say that to me in particular?" And he said, "Well, we just, do you know them? Because, well, we only have, a limited amount of police if there's any trouble." And I said, "Are you implying that I might cause trouble?" And he said, "Well, no, we just don't, we just don't want any trouble. And I was like, I wasn't quite sure really what he was either asking or implying. Maybe you can read something into that I can't. But that was interesting that our own people are, we're supposed to be able to gather to give thanks and appreciate our ancestry for the great country and nation that we built. And we're not allowed to gather for a speech from our own men. And not that he's saying I'm not allowed to, but it was just very interesting that he engaged me to speak with me. Maybe I looked unsure, and I did. I haven't met a lot of these people, and I didn't know who was there. Had I known some of those, that at least one brother was there, I might have been more comfortable to go and stand near him. So anyway, that was really liberating and a good experience to hear the speeches of our men. And then afterwards there was some, talk about where to go, and so we wandered up to a park for a picture, and for once I actually got into a picture. But anyway, and so I stayed in there, and then so I was in the crowd with my brother, and he's not my blood brother. I say he's not my blood brother. He's not like my direct relation, but I say he's my brother. He's adopted. I adopted him. he's one of, my adopted older brother, and I have a brother as well. So yeah, and he was there when I didn't know, so I didn't even think to look, because I don't know. So dumb. I am so dumb. But anyway, why the other guy said he didn't know him, I don't know, because they were standing together, but that's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, so we had a photo, which I don't normally do, but on this occasion, for some reason, I thought, you know what, let them have an image, that's okay. You can try and point me out or whatever. And the people went with all the flags and whatnot around to go back to towards the city, to just stop somewhere for refreshments, and somewhere up ahead we were stopped and turned back, and then we went around the other side and went on the other side of the river, and we were stopped on the other side from going to the city, and a man's car was severely damaged by some anti-white, like those Antifa type of Aboriginal, storytellers making up stories. And they're actually committing crimes. So it's not our people doing that. So that was quite interesting. And so we turned around, and the men sort of made a decision to go up into a different area, and we stopped somewhere and everyone gathered for a little bit, and that was nice too, just to talk, sort of off duty, just talking and learning of people. And I met 2 heroes and 2 more that I've sort of been in touch with but didn't know, so that's nice. And just offered some support to learn business. I did give out a piece of paper with my email, so I know it's in writing and they probably don't want to go by email, but it's all honest business, so if they don't want to engage, that's up to them. But I did share it, and it's better for our people to have ways and means of making really nice amounts, so that we can set up our trusts and companies and be our own people again. Because I can't explain how both liberating and scary it is not to be in the banking system, in the digital system right now. It's kind of nice, but it's also sort of a bit scary. Yeah, I feel a bit like I'm halfway in something and halfway out. It's kind of interesting and yeah. I don't know if my people are going to bother helping me. I hold hope, but you never know. But yeah, so it was an interesting day, refreshing, but also kind of, I don't know what I'm on the edge of, but I always seem to be on the edge, not in. So, which is pretty standard, whether I'm with my people or not. So I'm kind of like, well, I don't know, I guess I have to be alone. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You never know. But yeah, it was a good day. So it's a representation of Australia Day. Obviously, we're going to go down there to the shrine of our ancestry, probably the last Friday of July. Maybe it might be a different day, I don't know. It depends who's going down there, if I find anyone. And it is a bit hard to find them. I haven't connected with anybody. I'm not real social, but I do like to and want to help our people, because as I said in a few other videos, about 90% of the people I see on the street are white Westernkind, particularly of the Anglo-Celt sort of type of people, and we're being thrust onto the street, and some of them are doing it themselves with drugs and whatever, but we didn't invent that stuff. And yeah, things weren't perfect in the 50s or whatever, but at the same time, it speaks volumes when there's no Indians, Asians, etc. sitting on the street. It speaks many volumes, and when we can't get homes because we can't even pay for them, that's difficult. And our people need to go together as groups, and more than a mum and dad and a child, you know, they need to be big groups of kin and family as we used to be. And you know, our families went down from like 12 and 10 to 6 to 3, and these days some have 3 maximum, but some have 1, and they say health reasons and stuff, and that does happen, but it's so common, so common that yeah, our families are dwindled by our own I don't know, just lacks of doing anything. And individualism, you know, that selfish individualism we've talked about in the past, where every family thinks they're on their own, have to do it by themselves. But the way we prosper is to do it in conjunction with others all the time. So I did put out my information to them directly. Some of them, I didn't have enough. I had about 40. So I did, it was a good size group. But I put out 40, but you know, chances are maybe none of them will respond. I don't know. Hopefully, you know, the 10% will come back. You know, 4's 10%. Maybe, you know, if one comes back, that's kind of like a 0.25 return. But like, if our people are serious, we have to actually get together and build money and build business and build trusts and things in the law. And then they can't go to probate. Once we've done them in the law, which is trusts and companies, the companies can go on for as long as they've got, you know, managers and things. They can go on long after us. So our people can be supported by those businesses as long as we don't sell them to others. No selling out. Yeah, so we need, one can do that. Each one has a skill. And then we need accountants and a lawyer and different things. We need all these things for our people in order for us to build ourselves back. Because we're the ones who are in the minority, in the you know, there's only so many that are still standing up and saying, no, hang on, this is our flag and our country, and it's our nation, and this is our people, and we are important. And we're feeling it. We're feeling the crushing against us. And we're not happy. And we can be happy. And we should be happy. We should be thriving. It's our country. We built it. We created the foundations. We, give too much away. So anyway, that was yesterday, and today is just like a little bit somber, but that strange cloud thing has moved across over to there behind that building, as you can see. So this side's cleared up. It's just lovely. It's come out to be a bit nicer. Yeah, so it was a nice sunny day yesterday. It wasn't too hot, beamy. It was pretty warm, but it wasn't too bad. And yeah, so I'm tired and sore, but happy to some degree. And also a bit anxious and worried because of not being anywhere and not knowing where am I going to be and what am I going to do and how am I going to cope. And it doesn't matter because we have to adapt and grow, and that's how it is. So I've got a bit of paperwork to do, so I'm going to hop off. It is just about midday-ish, and yeah, I just want to encourage my people, and hopefully lots of people got on. Use the email. Use the sources to send a text or a message or whatever. Get in touch. Take advantage of some of these business opportunities. They might sound stupid and small and nonsensical, but you've got to put them into action. Use them to build something. Because once we start building, we won't need banks because we'll have our own. Okay, that's where we don't have to just, tail on to everyone else. As a people, we have the rights to self-determination. We won that right, and that's what the Aboriginals are doing. But it's not the Aborigine, remember that. It's the Aboriginals, they're mostly white. And so they're white flighting, and they're taking the other side because they're totally victimising Westernkind. They're totally victimising the Anglo-Celts, Germanics, Norse, etc. Totally demonizing. Sorry about that, demonic I was going to say, but demonizing. And they white flight because they don't want to be seen as white people. But everybody wants to lighten themselves up into whiteness. You ever notice that? We don't have a need to be the other way around. But everybody's coming to us. But at some point, they get to a point where they are in a numerical confidence, like in the Go Free book by Jason Kuna. And they start to get this ballsy sort of way of being where they don't give two hoots about us because they've already taken what they want, and they're getting benefits from it. And I'm not putting them down. That's what we should be doing as well. We should be taking what we want too. We deserve. If we have first rights to first fruits. We gave our blood and our bodies and our families and our hard sweat and labour. So anyway, that's my video today. Let's show you the plants. There's some plants here. My little air plant over there. The little one on the rock. Yep. And over here. This one's really flourished. It was too small. It was in a jar. I'll show you the jar. That's my flower, but it's only got one leaf at the moment, and it's a bit sick because I had it in too much water. That's my other one there. See my big messy hotel room. And there's some little plants in there. That's the jar the other one was in. It was far too small for it. So there's my other plants. There's a little pink one, and there's another pink one there. Pretty, but that one's prettier. Oh no, they're both sort of pretty. That's got more green in it, as you can see, and then there's that little grass thing. Yeah, it's got some new leaves. Pretty. Yeah, so have a good one, and catch you on the next one.